Alright guys, today we're going to be looking over this Demon's Castle deck I made here on EX Burst for the new solo leveling set. So if you guys enjoy, subscribe and let's get right into it. So we got 4 copies of Chahane, right? Hunter Cha. Um, So yeah, active mage. You place a card from her hand into the sideline, gets buffed by 1500. This whole deck seems like it's about getting stuff into your sideline and then using your Sung Jin Woo raids. So 4 copies of just 0 cost Sung Jin Woo, 2 Sung Jinnas just to get like an extra little bit of energy gen. 4 copies of Essel. She's a searcher, can search your Demon's Castle as well as your Sung Jin Woos. Han Song Yi, which is Jinna's friend. Um, yeah, so it's more sideline type stuff with her. So she gets extra energy gen if you have 10 or more cards in the sideline. Um, yeah, and then like a buff if it gets added to from your sideline to your hand. So 4 copies of this Sung Jin Woo. So this one's just kind of like a, Sung Jin Woo base card for your raids, and then you can also trash card from the top of your deck. So, for Sung Jin Woo, so when played, you place 2 cards from your deck into the sideline, so it helps get the sideline support. 4 copies of Hunter Cha, so more same kind of thing. She's getting buffed up by Oh, well, so you can't, if you have 10 more cards in the sideline, she can't be blocked by a character with 4,000 or more. When played, you can sideline some. And then if this card's added from your sideline to your hand, you can kind of just play it, set to resting, so. And then if you have Sung Jin Woo, she gets active instead. So, yep, but then the true ace monsters here, you got the 4 copies of the Sung Jin Woo raid, the 4 cost. So when played, draw a card and place one from your hand to the sideline. So it cycles a card other than Sung Jin Woo with 3,000 or less to your hand. Mainly just the searchers, basically. That effect's not the most important part. It's more like when attacking, you draw a card, discard a card, and then for every 5 cards, you get an extra 500 point buff. So, good. And then this one's your real boss monster, 5 cost. So if this character has 6,000 or more BP, it gets impact. Then it has the same thing, 5 for every 5 cards. When attacking, get 500. And then when this character attacks and wins a battle, add up to 1 character with 2,000 or less BP other than Sung Jin Woo from your sideline to your hand. And then for every 5 cards in your sideline, add 500 to the BP range of the character that you may add. And then when played, your opponent must block this character's attack if able. So, if you got them up to 6,000, you have impact and they must block. So, pretty good there. So then you got 4 copies of the Demon Castle event. So play the site to active, switch to resting, trash card from top of your deck. And then it also has active main, switch to resting, place one from your hand to the sideline. And then you can only activate this ability if you have 20 more cards from in your sideline, pay the AP cost of, and use one of the Elixir of Life cards with the fulfilled required energy. And then you got to place it in your removal area. So the Elixir of Life is this. So you just add up to 1 character with 4,000 or less base BP from your sideline to your hand to draw a card. So it just, cycles. Helps you get back your raids from your sideline. So I'm only running 2 copies of that for this. This is more just to help trash, gives you energy gen. Yeah, and you don't want to get clogged up with this here, so. And this just letting you play it from your side. It's pretty good, so I don't know. I haven't tested this yet. We're gonna go in and do it here soon. I want to catch up to him. I got 2 copies of these. So you draw 3 and trash 2. It's just helps you get some new cards in there and more cards in your sideline. Pretty good. 4 Rise, this just, switches your AP to active. And then 4 copies of Mutilation. So if you looked at my other one, I did a 2-2 split with the specials, but that's because that one did a lot of Shadow Monarchs. The Shadow Army cards don't help you much in this one, so don't use them. So just 4 mutilations. Then you got your action points. Yeah, and that's it. So we're going to take this on into tabletop. I already have it imported. So we're just going to take it on in there and test it. Alright, so I got it on in here. Now we're going to just shuffle it on up. Clear these ones out of the way here. Move these down here. Draw my 7 cards. So, pretty good, honestly. Pretty good start. Yep, I like it. So, we'll set my life. Alright, turn 1, you play Sung Jinna. Turn 2, play Chahane, as well as Sung Jinwoo. Honestly, I could have played this on my first turn. I forgot about this. If you have no cards on your field, reduces cards required energy. Good first turn card to draw because you can get an immediate 2K. But, yeah, so, I mean, whatever. So when played, look at the top card. So I can either keep it there. Or I can trash it. Honestly, we'll keep it, I guess. But, yeah. So next turn, draw. Active. So you're at 3, so I'd probably play this first. So this lets me draw 3 cards. And then I can place 2. So I can trash an Elixir of Life. And fuck it, you can trash a Demon's Castle too. You know, or you could trash, you know, keep the Demon's Castle and trash Chahane. Yeah, and now if you were to pull her from the sideline, you'll be able to cheat her out for active, so. Yeah, then you can play Demon's Castle. So it plays it to active. Then you can switch to resting and sideline the top card. Kind of unfortunate, but what can you do? Yeah, now you're at 5, so if you want, you could play this. You know, raid it onto here. And then he would have, you know, you only got 4 cards in there, so not too much, but when play, you know. So when this character attacks and wins a battle, add up to 1 character with 2,000 or less BP. You know, you probably wouldn't use that. And you wouldn't have impact, but you'd be able to block or attack, and you know they're forced to block. So then you'd kill something, and then you could take something with the energy, but you know all you got is events in this, so wouldn't help you there. Next turn, you could move the Chahane forward. Then you could play this. So when played, you trash the top 2. And then, you know, it's up to you if you want to play another Demon's Castle. You know, and then you could use both of these. Sidelines those. And now he'll have, you know, you got 8 cards in there, so now if he attacks, he'll go up to 45. And then you could play, honestly, a Rise, depending on what they have. Reset 2 of these. Then you could Mutilation something. And then you could play this just up to the front if you want. And then, you know, trash 2 more. So now he'll get an extra 500. So you could attack with him. And, you know, he'll go up to 5k. And then if you attack go into battle, say they block it for some reason. Because he's not at 6k, so he doesn't have impact yet. So now you could add up to 1 character with 2,000 or less from your sideline, and then for every 5 add 500, so you'd be able to get the 3000 character. So you could just probably grab Essel because it can't be Sung Jin Woo. So yeah, you'd just grab one of your Essels. You know, attack with that if you wanted. Um, yeah, I mean, if you wanted to, you could use her thing to trash this, give her 15. Probably won't though. Next turn, then you only got 2 cards here. You could turn one to draw an extra one. You could use both of these, trash an extra 2. And you could play, maybe you'd want to move that forward, but really up to you. You play Essel. So you look at the top 4. Add a Sung Jin Woo or a Demon's Castle. You could play it, grab another fucking castle if you want. You could replace Jinna on your next turn. Or honestly, you could do it right now. So, trash, move her to the removal area, play Demon's Castle. Then you could trash one more. And now on your next turn, you'll be able to fucking cycle 3 cards. Attack, same thing. Do whatever. Next turn. This is only if you didn't really, say you blocked with these 2 as well, right, on your next turn. Okay, you could block with Essel too. So you did an onslaught, wiped half your field. You could play, Chahane, use her effect to dish Jinna, right? And then you can use 2 of these to trash 2. And then you could use this one, so you could trash that. And then you pay the AP cost and use one of the Elixir of Lives. So, you'd remove that, and it lets you grab, one of your Sung Jin Woos. And you'd probably just end up grabbing that one. Then you could raid with it. And then same thing, when played, your opponent must block. Character gains 6,000. If it has 6,000 or more, it gets impact. So now you're at 19 cards in there. So not quite 6k yet, right? Because you're only at 1,500 buff, so, But yeah, you could attack. He's forced to block. So, you'd kill it, impact damage, plus, you could pull one of your cards with an extra 15. So, 2,000 plus 15 is 35. So, you'd probably end up just searching another Essel. Just to keep you searching up. Until eventually you'll be able to play Chahane. But yeah, that's it. You just kind of keep stacking stuff in your sideline till these get buffed up. Use your Demon's Castle to play Elixir of Life. Maybe you want 4 Elixir of Lives. Because, I mean, you could trash them, I guess, with, like, these if you're getting really clogged up. But, I kind of think it's probably pretty consistent, pretty good. You'd want your 4 Essels to search. I mean, yeah. Yeah. How much else you can say or what? I don't know what you really want to change, but yeah, I think it's good. And if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.